to just be boxed in.
Yeah.
You know, being a part of the Detroit public school system in the 80s and in the early 90s is like being in a prison.
It is.
You're being put in a box. You're expected to fail, which I failed miserably in the public school system.
Did you graduate high school?
No, I dropped out in the 12th grade. I didn't have enough credits. I dropped out. I got my GED in prison.
My dog.
And, you know,
resilient.
We love a good G.
We love a good resilient story. Listen.
We love a good comeback. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
And I actually did it faster than anybody in the Michigan Department of Correction as far as from my start time to my finish time. I went in there, got it done.
You wasn't playing.
And knocked it out, yeah.
You took it very seriously. That's one thing I noticed about you, dude. When you first came home, like, you was programming. Like, from the time the gates open to right now, I have watched you outwork and regain everything they took from you, literally just from hard work. He was like, oh, you're going to lock me in that long? Watch what I do when I get out. I don't even know if you sleep sometimes. I see you on the plane, then you in the airport, then you over here at this thing. Then you like, I had to put on my different tie today because I'm getting my doctorate. Nigga, damn, I'm free and I ain't working my life, my program like you working your program.
Well, I will say,
I'm mishandling my freedom.
I will say, because of what I've been through, I don't sleep well at all. I may get 3-4 hours a night.
Yeah.
You know, in prison, if anybody spent time in prison, anybody that's watching this spent time in prison, you know, every hour they're coming through and they're shining that light on you. And they're waking you up because they need you to move so that they can verify that you're actually there and you're actually alive. Go through that for 20 years, being woke up every hour throughout the night. So I wake up every hour throughout the night. Still, I've been out 4.5 years now, and I wake up every hour. You know, it's kind of like a part of me, unfortunately. But I love to work. I love to grind it out. I imagined and I knew all the things that I'm doing now I would be doing. So I was preparing for it. I was training for it. I was practicing for everything that I'm doing now, the 20 years that I was in prison. So I get out. I'm pretty confident in the moves that I make because I've been plotting on this.
You've been.
You know?
For sure.
Absolutely.
So let me ask.
Go ahead. Since you dressed
from being almost buried alive, to actually taking the first step of breath of outside of the walls, what did that change for you in that moment? What did it change?
Thank you for asking that question like that, because that's exactly the way that I describe it, being buried alive. You watch an interview in the past or something?
Man, we do our research around. Hey, he looked like that, but we do some research off up and through here now.
No,
He looked.
being wrongfully convicted is like being buried alive.
100%.
You know, getting out through an appeal process is very slim to unlikely ever going to happen.
100%.
That's how unusual somebody being wrongfully convicted is actually able to get out of prison. It's very unusual that somebody even gets out from a natural life sentence, especially here in the state of Michigan, which is number 2 on wrongful convictions in the country. But when I got out of prison, it was like everybody always say, you know, you don't wear prison on you. You don't. You're not bitter. You're not angry. You're not mad. And it's hard to think about the dirt and the mud that you got on you from being buried alive when you're able to breathe. You just focus like you don't even care about it.
Like, I'm free
So
now.
all of the mud that was slanged on me, all of the pressure that was placed on top of me in order to keep me in that hole or in that condition, none of that matters when you're breathing. Doesn't mean that I'm not holding people accountable, but I'm not holding on to it. In fact, I don't even identify or point out those that were responsible for my wrongful conviction in a public forum, because it's not even about, it's about making the system better. I'm not angry at them. I feel sorry for them for even being of the type of mind that would allow them to do that to another human being.
For sure.
You know, and that was a process to get to. And it's a process every day to maintain.
Yeah. That's pretty. That speaks of I'm gonna just put it out there.
Speaks volume.
It speaks of a big character and a big man, right? 100%. To be able to say, because as I was doing my research, right, I heard that the investigators had said in your case, we ain't had nothing, so we had to do what we needed to do to make it work.
Absolutely.
How did that feel to hear when you have a daughter? At that point, you weren't even a married man yet. Yeah. You just had your child, right? Talk about that, bro. How did that feel to hear that?
You know, a wrongful conviction and prison and just the whole experience, it knocks so much out of you.
Yeah.
That, to be honest with you, I don't think I feel like a normal person feels. Mm-hmm. You know, when for example, when I first got out of prison, everybody was happy and excited. People were crying. They were seeing me. Some people was looking at me like they had just seen a ghost.
The news, everything.
You know, and I didn't feel anything. Everybody felt stuff. I felt nothing. Of course, I'm happy that I'm out, but I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel excited. I didn't feel anything. It scared me because I'm noticing all of these emotions in everybody else, but I also know that I'm not experiencing it. So I found myself pretending. So people see me, they crying. I'm trying to make myself cry. I'm hugging them, you know, because I didn't want people to be like, this guy did 20 years in prison. He's weird. Look at him. Yeah. Something wrong with him. Yeah. And I didn't want to be classified as that. Right. So it was just easier to pretend. But it took about a year to start feeling stuff again. Now I look at commercials, I cry at commercials. It's like, what's wrong with me?
Right.
You know?
So with me being an SUD counselor, right, I often say that my clients, sometimes they're going through withdrawal and they're doing their whatever, right? And they're like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel everything right now. I'm angry. Damn, I didn't, because those feelings have been negated so long and we've put those things to the side that when we finally do the mental health and the recovery, right? Ooh, all of that is recovery, right? When you get to that place, you like, I'm dead inside.
Yeah. When I first got out of prison, from the time that I found out that I was going home, which was on a Monday, I got out Thursday. I didn't sleep from that Monday to that Thursday.
I know you didn't.
And then when I got out on Thursday, I didn't sleep for 4 more days until my body put me down. Because I was afraid to go to sleep because I thought I was going to wake up in prison. You know, I had dreams in prison to where I was free, and then
you woke up and was like, damn,
man. And ooh, so imagine being numb. Imagine being numb and you don't feel anything already. Mm-hmm. So it already feel like a dream. You know, your hearing is different. Everything is different. It feels like you're dreaming already, literally.
I know how you feel. When I got out of jail, right? And I ain't do nowhere near as long as you. But for my little stint, I was just like, damn, I don't even identify with these people no more. The dudes who was hanging at my house before rapping, the girl that I came home and I told my cousin, I was like, why do I go with her? She ain't even, like, it was just like, I feel you, dog. Like, it's the weirdest way to say, like,
why did I hook up with her?
I don't even like her. Like she didn't even, like, once I got, it was like I was disconnected because I had been in a place where I had to strip who I was just to become this core to protect myself and who I was. I stayed on Annex the entire time because they made me a power worker because I was like, I don't want to go to G Block. My felonies say I need to go to, I don't want to go there.
Where was you at? Ken Ross?
I was right there at Dickerson. Okay. Before it switched over to what it is now.
Okay.
I was at Dickerson. And then I also noticed that you said in a couple of your interviews about the mistreatment and how terrible the jails are.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about, because you said you fly now. Every time I see you be in suits and all that, right? So to have to strip your identity at that point and to have to like conform to that.
Yeah. It's interesting you use the word strip because one of the most traumatic things that takes place in jail or prison is those strip searches.
Yes. Degrading.
So not only are you stripping yourself emotionally and mentally of some of the characteristics that can be viewed as vulnerabilities in that environment, you strip yourself of that. But when you go through being stripped, searched,
bro,